need to know two things in this video, and if you're like me, then you know what it's like to battle with time, even though most of it is due to procrastination or making excuses for ourselves. I found something that top dogs like Ivy League students and CEOs, you name it, use to achieve more in less time. So let's get busy. Back in 2016, Bill Gates and Warren Buffett were both asked what was the key to success, and they both said focus. But you can't really have focus if you don't have priorities set in place. It's like someone telling you to look at or pay attention to something, but you don't even know what you're looking at in the first place. So not only are you wasting your time, but you gain nothing in the process. If you're given a set of tasks to do, the most efficient way to complete that task is to put them in tiers, or in other words, list them from least to most important. I know in my experience, I often prioritize easy tasks that don't require a lot of time to complete, because I'm just the type of person that wants to get rid of everything or complete everything so I have less to worry about later. But at the end of the day, I end up actually wasting more time that was necessary to complete that task in the first place.
This is taking way too long.
And then what ends up happening is when it's time for me to complete other difficult, more time-consuming tasks, I feel pressure and I'm tired. In fact, I'm pretty sure all of us have all been told the same advice, that we should always do the easy tasks first. But that's not factual, and I'll tell you why. Marian Kochaki, an associate professor of management and organization at Kellogg, which in fact is not the cereal company. It is in fact the cereal company. Communicated with Bradley Stats from the University of North Carolina and Francesca Gino from Harvard Business School about habits of choosing easy tasks before difficult ones. They conducted a study online where 365 participants were separated into two groups, the high workload group and the low workload group. And both participants, or both groups, were given the choice to choose an easier or a more difficult second task. And they found that 76% of those in the high workload group often chose the easier second task. And this is not surprising, because being in the high workload groups would require more brain power.
I just may have to use my brain.
Balloons, 50 cents, $2 balloons.
I don't know about you, but if I end up doing something for 3 hours straight, a physically, mentally demanding task or whatever, I most definitely don't want to use my brain for anything else after I'm done with that thing.
Information overload!
Meanwhile, those in the low workout group chose a difficult task, either because they weren't tired or they just felt accomplished. You gotta check me out. You gotta check me out. You gotta check me out.
I check a lot of boxes, black.
This is why it's encouraged to extend a long project over a long period of time so you can get that same feeling of accomplishment. Plus, you're not tired because you don't have to finish it all at once. Unless, of course, you're like Tim Cook, who wakes up at 4 a.m. in the morning. Let him cook. Let's say you've been given a project to do. Obviously, the best way to tackle it is to do little pieces of that project every day. And I don't mean completing pieces of that project in your free time. I mean putting every effort to completing that piece in a delegated time frame. This way you're more focused because you have a goal in mind to complete this piece or this section of this project that you're doing within the time limit that you've given yourself. Speaking of time frames, that reminds me of my second point, which is timing. What do you do if you have multiple tasks to prioritize at the same time? If you're the type of person who ends up dilly-dallying when they need to complete something, here's a little trick that I use to essentially manipulate my brain to do more work. Timing is essential in our daily lives. You have to get up by this time, finish breakfast before this time, head off to work at this time, then submit the paper before it's too late. You're doing the same thing over and over again. You're setting these little goals to accomplish in a limited time just so you can proceed to the next goal without having to worry that you forgot something, even if you did.
I'm leaving alone!
So you grab your phone, you set a timer, and you work. And once that clock starts ticking,
Why am I doing this?
Why are you like this?
you're done. Not like you can't add another minute, but that's cheating. Nobody likes a cheater. Listen, There's just a surge of energy that comes when I know I have to get something done by a certain time. And the truth of the matter is, you don't even realize that you were slacking in the beginning. So I use this trick when I'm feeling tired or it's getting too late, because that way my brain is only paying attention to one thing, one goal, eliminating all distractions. And that's it. Those are the two things that I know will help you work smarter and not harder, although it may not always be easy. Anyways, guys, I hope this video helped you out, and subscribing lets me know that you want more videos like these. And if you have your own tricks and methods of getting things done, then make sure to comment down below. God bless.